Hello everyone, it's Chantel and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing a fun little Q&A. So I posted on my crochet Instagram story asking you guys to ask me some questions for this video, and I'm so excited to get into it. These questions aren't in any particular order, just kind of the order in which they were sent. I have a decent amount of responses so far, so I think this will be a good video. So without further ado, let's just get into it. So question number 1 is, what is my favorite thing to crochet? My favorite thing to crochet in terms of the outcome would have to be a blanket. I recently made a dinosaur crochet blanket, a Triceratops blanket to be more specific, and I really love the way it turned out. But I'm not overly in love with the process, so I guess my favorite thing to crochet in terms of the process would have to be a simple top, so it could be a little vest. I'm still working on a tutorial for you guys for the vest pattern that I was talking about a couple weeks ago. It's going to come, I promise. So yeah, simple vest. I love making boleros too. It's actually been a while since I made my last one, but I think those would be my favorite things to crochet in terms of the process. But the final product, obviously the blanket. Have there been things you crocheted to sell that you just couldn't after? So I crocheted a bunch of little octopuses. I don't know. I made a whole bunch because I made a couple of food octopus crochet patterns. There were the fruit to pie and there were I think I just called them the octo foods for the 2 pattern bundles. And I also made a free tutorial on how to make just a standard little crochet octopus. And I just cannot make them anymore. I made so many, I made dozens, and I can't do it. I can't sit there and make the same thing over and over again. I like making something once and then that's it. So I guess that would have to be the thing that I can't make ever again. What type of things do you make at the event during downtime? So when I'm at a market, honestly, I don't crochet that much. I just make sure that I have a crochet hook and like some yarn in front of me so people know that I'm actually making it and not a drop shipper. At my most recent market, I was making crochet dish scrubbies, which I actually really quite enjoy making, just because it's so quick and easy and I don't have to think about it because it's the same 2 stitches over and over again. If you'd like to make your own, I will link it somewhere on the screen to the free tutorial. What is my least favorite thing to crochet? I would say I love crocheting everything. I guess my least favorite thing to crochet would have to be a standard blanket, like a really big standard blanket, because I like things that are a bit unique. So I don't think I'd be able to do like a king-sized standard single crochet blanket. Not because I don't think they look good, but because I just wouldn't be able to stand doing that. Or I guess, you know, anything with like an insane amount of color changes, like a couple color changes I can do, but if it's like every other stitch I'm color changing, I can't do it. Expensive yarn or cheap yarn? I would have to say I like expensive yarn more than cheap yarn, just because obviously lots of the time with something like a more expensive yarn, getting a more high quality yarn. So I do splurge on that stuff every now and again, but it is really hard to get an abundance of expensive yarn, so I tend to pick the cheaper stuff. Why and how did you start this crochet business? So why I started was because I wanted some extra money on the side. I knew I was going to crochet regardless, so I might as well monetize it if I can. And how did I start it? Honestly, I sold a couple of things to friends and family, and that's kind of how I got started. And then I made my Instagram account and realized, you know what, I like designing my own patterns. So that's kind of just how it went. I don't know how it happened, but it happened, and I'm so grateful that it did. What is the biggest thing you've ever crocheted, or the smallest? So the biggest thing that I've ever crocheted would probably be my colossal squid crochet pattern. Will I put it on screen? I can put it on screen. Or my Triceratops blanket. Both of them are pretty big and they both took a decent amount of time. My squid took about 20 hours to make. I don't know how long the Triceratops blanket took. I didn't really keep track. But yeah, the squid took a really long time. And then for the smallest thing that I've ever crocheted, in terms of a finished piece, probably a bow on my rat crochet pattern. Lovey the rat, I think that's what I named her. It's a free crochet pattern on my Instagram _crochantel_. Go check it out. I think, yeah, that bow would probably be the smallest thing I've ever crocheted. Or like a little heart applique. But how did you start designing your own patterns? I don't really know how to describe it. So I had read enough patterns to understand how to make the basic shapes. I actually did start a tutorial series There's some of the first videos that I posted, and it was how to crochet things like a cone, a cylinder, and a sphere. And honestly, if you know how to crochet those 3 basic shapes, you can design any amigurumi pattern, because essentially all patterns, they're the exact same, just a little bit different. In my mind, that's how I see it anyways, because they all have the same building blocks and the same techniques. So I would definitely just study other people's patterns, see how they're written, notice the trends on how to make certain shapes. And yeah, that's kind of how I would go about it. I do want to make a tutorial though, like a proper full video on how you can design your own patterns, because it's a really valuable skill to have, especially if you can't afford to be buying patterns all the time, or if you want to start selling them for yourself. Do you think it's possible to learn to crochet only by watching YouTube videos? Yes. That's how I learned. If it wasn't YouTube videos, it was those pictures, like step-by-step pictures on how to do each stitch. I actually find those a bit more helpful than YouTube videos personally, just because then I could see each step, because in YouTube videos sometimes hands and fingers get in the way. It's a bit confusing. But yeah, it's totally possible to learn through YouTube. I was not taught like by someone else to learn how to crochet. I taught myself through YouTube and social media. How do you increase your business followers? I talked about this in my last video, so I'm gonna link that video up on screen. And it's how I grew my crochet Instagram. It's applicable to any artist, so go check it out. What does the designing and execution of pattern writing look like for you? So for designing, I always draw a picture first, always. And then I find the basic shapes within the pattern, and then I use the little things in my brain to tell me, okay, this is how you make that shape, and this is how you make this shape. And then I just go for it. It's a really complicated process. I need to do a very well articulated, in-depth video, and that's going to be coming soon, I promise. When did you start crochet? I started crocheting August 2021, so this will be 4 years coming up. I saw all the other girlies on TikTok crocheting and I got jealous. I was like, I want to be included, so I started. Who taught you? Myself, and YouTube and social media. How did you learn to crochet? Practice. Practice, practice, practice. Practice. You know how many botched things I made in the beginning? Crochet with others or alone. I have never crocheted with others before because I don't have friends close to me who crochet. My mom knits, so sometimes I'll crochet while my mom knits. But for the most part, I crochet alone. I would love to crochet with other people. That could be so fun, but I just haven't had the chance to yet. Favorite project you've ever finished? I'm going to say, once again, my Triceratops blanket. I've referenced it a million times already, but I am so happy with how it turned out because it was the first blanket pattern I've ever designed. It's so cute. And it's, I don't know, I just like it. And then obviously Colossal Squid, because she's big. I'm proud of how big she is. How many projects of yours go unfinished? Honestly, not that many. I used to not finish a lot of my projects. I kind of just started them. Like I started a pattern and then I gave up on it. But now because I've really honed in on my pattern making skills and the fact that I basically only crochet now to make a pattern, I don't really not finish projects ever. Basically all of them, once I start them, they get completed. That's just me. What hobbies do you have other than crochet? I don't think I have any. I'm trying to pick up sewing. I'm going to be posting a video soon of me attempting to make a top. I'm hoping that turns out well. What else? I want to start exercising. Like maybe go on a walk every now and again. I don't know. I guess my hobbies are work. I like shopping, actually, but I don't know if that just doesn't feel like a hobby. Why did you start crocheting? I started crocheting because I was bored. There were still certain restrictions because I started in 2021 and I think the pandemic was still happening. At that point, I can't remember. Those years are all a blur, okay? But I was bored, so I started crocheting. And also because I saw, as I said, the other TikTok girlies, they were crocheting stuff and I was like, oh, I'll join. And the last question is, how do I come up with crochet pattern ideas? Honestly, I don't know. That stuff just comes to me. Like I used to never understand how artists like could just come up with things. I was like, there's no way, like I'm not that creative. It'll come to you. And like the weirdest times, like I'll be like almost falling asleep and then I just, like my Christmas tree, it came to me right when I was about to pass out. Like, you know, when you're in that semi-lucid state and I was like, Christmas. Like I'm not even kidding, that sounds so dramatic and so silly. but it did happen. Trust me. Yeah, I am hoping to get some more tutorials out to you guys because I haven't posted one in a while, like a good big tutorial, and I really want to do a cutesy top tutorial. Maybe I'll also do like some beach cover-ups. We'll see. And all of these will be made to measure. If you have any more questions, please leave them in the comment section below. I will do my best to get back to them. Also, be sure to drop down any tutorial requests. I really want to start getting on tutorials again. Also, like some fun DIY projects. Like I really want to try making candles. I feel like I could do it, but we'll see. Also expect a shopping haul to come soon because I need more summer clothes. So I'm going to do some shopping. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow me on my Instagrams, Chantel E. Lacey for my more personal shenanigans, _crochantel_ for all my crochet stuff. Be sure to like this video, subscribe for more content like this. The support really helps me keep making content. And yeah, thank you so much once again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!